Hello, I'm Talion and welcome back to my new playthrough on PlayStation for the first time. In this video we're going to be finishing the Minas Morgul storyline. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future parts. Well, it's the start of a new video and I think we should celebrate that by making a new slave captain. This guy really called to me, you know, he was just there, mining, working away, doing his bloody job. Not really a job, I guess. And also he's got a gem, which I believe makes them stronger.
Just the thing to get me a promotion.
Prak rises up, and he gives himself one of the most creative orc names that I've ever seen. How does he come up with this stuff? Hork the Hornblower was then taken out by a random shadow orc. I think we need to go and see who this guy is. It's not very often you see a shadow taking out a fully named orc. The Carver also beats a Grog in a one-on-one and thus changes his name, and for some reason puts a Caragor hat on. I tracked down the mystery Shadow Orc to this mission right here. He's taking on my first ever slave captain, the Branded.
Cages begin to stink. Where is Takra? Time to shovel Shrock.
Okay, I can see why he beat Hork the Hornblower.
We'll cut them into pieces.
My first ever slave captain turns up to the fight with a little entourage of badass looking orcs. Look at this grunt right here.
Feed them to the pets.
How is my black painted Branded gonna fare against this juggernaut of an Olog? He's also called the Pit Fighter, and look at where they're having this encounter. But the fight doesn't go on for long as he immediately spots me.
You might do alright against all these...
Well, this is the most disappointing announcer orc that I've ever seen.
But this fella, no. He's your doom, he is.
After that radio announcement, I let them fight, and thankfully, the black painted Branded gets the better of the Pit Fighter. You know what's nice? These mission summaries are actually correct. Whenever I was playing on my Xbox, my game file was so messed up that these would always be completely broken. After that, I sucked some information out of this orc, and I sent a love message to Baga the Obsessed. We then head back to Shelob's lair and we interrupt her as she's watching her favorite show. She gets angry and sends us out to walk the dog.
Through a messenger.
While on the walk, I find some teenagers loitering outside a shop, so I decide to light them on fire. While dispatching some justice and keeping my streets safe, I see that my girlfriend Shelob has taken a break from her favorite show to send her spider minions out to help me. She really is a sweetheart.
Hold still.
We continue our walk and I behold a fortress for the first time. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh, I can't wait to start doing fort raid videos.
Go to see the Manbreaker. Just met with a traitor, so I have valuable information for him.
I wasn't in your way. And if you got such important business, why are you bothering to stop and brag about it to me? Get moving, you maggot!
Wow, Poog was really not in the mood today. And this could quite possibly be the worst messenger of all time. No subtlety, just bragging to everyone that he's delivering a message from the Traitor.
The Gravewalker is here. He's after me. Oh, swear!
How many times have I told you all? Never speak of the traitor openly! Let this miserable dead glob be an example to the rest of you! The next maggot to even whisper the word traitor around me will get worse!
That is a completely valid response for the war chief to have. I'd probably do the same.
I suppose you're here because of the little turncoat I have in Minas Ethel. Well, you won't learn anything from me.
I summon in the Lares to help me take on the Manbreaker. I stun him with a headshot and then together we charge on in. I then shoot a barrel which sort of lights every single person on fire. But thanks to the constant support from the Legion of Lares, the Manbreaker is eventually broken and I'm able to get on in there and dominate him.
Resist! Your disruptions have not gone unnoticed.
But sadly, this war chief was under control from the Witch King, and he really doesn't like it when you play with his toys. This explosion was so cool that it really makes me think, why whenever we explode an orc's head, does it not do something like this? After that disturbing explosion, I see that one of the Larrys is still fighting. You can't stop the League of Larrys. I then spot a familiar face hanging out inside the fortress, Grook the Great. And I think this is a bloody great time to hopefully take him out and maybe gain another skill point. Please?
Leave me alone!
I then have one of the classic interactions with Grook where we just kind of stand there and don't do anything.
Me and my boys here are gonna take you apart. There better be enough to go around.
I'm gonna speed this up, but he literally stands here with me for another 30 seconds, doing nothing. Just intense eye contact. After getting a good old whiff of the Great's breath, we finally break away. I use my glaive ability to try and counter his rage banners. I then move in and finish him off with a final execution. Right after he falls, there's still apparently a rage banner up, and while I try to absorb his rare headgear, I am downed by a barrage of spear throwers. For a second I thought I was gonna make it until this ginger orc steps up and deals the final blow. My body lands right next to Grook the Great. In my final moments, I sense a deeper connection with Grook. The long and deep eye contact clearly connected us in a spiritual way. I then get torn back to reality just in time to hear Grom's speech.
I won't have to answer to anyone after this. I'll soon be a captain.
And I legitimately have worked with a guy that looked exactly like this. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across an orc that looks exactly like someone that you know. Grom then wrecks the only thing that made him unique, and he covers up his hair with a hood. At this time, Baga also survives the death threat and he is now level 72. How the hell did that happen? I can't even dominate an orc yet, and he is 8 levels away from being level 80. My first slave orc, the black painted branded, is then taken out by the iron arm. This is absolutely tragic, but I actually quite like the look of this orc. I then somehow respawn in a Sauron tower, so I immediately purge it. I then head back to Minas Morgul to figure out what the bloody hell is going on with this whole traitor business. And I come across my favorite little weak boy, the Lookout.
Look out! You better look out.
If you don't love the Lookout orc, even after you notice his messed up eyes, then I don't know what to say to you. We have nothing in common. I then find and interrogate another information orc, and this time I send a death threat to this berserker, who I absolutely hate. I think he's just so goddamn boring. I go to hunt him down and complete the death threat, but then I'm ambushed.
You're the man scarred my face. I'm the Uruk's gonna scar your neck!
My word, it's the Impaler, my old nemesis before Baga the Obsessed was born. I have moved on, Impaler. Look how much stronger I am than you.
No idea of my skill! Next time, you piece of schrock, you won't be so lucky!
I decided to let him go because he was my old nemesis, and I feel a little bit bad for him. You know, he's been replaced by a Baga. He just can't compete with that. I then come across this level 3 unnamed orc.
A man of Gondor. Shouldn't you be cowering behind the walls of your doomed city?
I'm kind of curious how they have personalities even though they don't really have a title, so what are they basing their personality on? After beating Gash and heading on into the city, I'm ambushed by the Thinker's bodyguards. They downed me once, but I'm able to get back up, but then right after that, they down me again, and this time I don't get back up. Until I'm saved by a beautiful Gondorian soldier, a Larry. Just look at this hero right here.
On your feet, Ranger. No time to waste.
Inspired by the Larry's performance, I begin to tear up the Thinker's bodyguards. But then I get nicked by a grunt while I'm going in for a ground execution. And this time Larry just has to sit there and watch.
Are you dead yet, Talk? I'm ravenous. Gura needs to feast.
Gura is born. And much like a Labrador, he bases his entire personality around licking bones. The Amputator also gives himself a very modest promotion by more than doubling his level. After respawning, I come across a new captain who I've not met yet, and I can smell a brand new skill point on the horizon. While I'm fighting him, a gaggle of Larrys arrived and begin to help me. But sadly, they're not the only ones that hear the commotion.
Weakling! Rotten tot you are! No decency to stay dead when I kills you!
Sorry, Mr. Tarkslayer, one sec. Ah, there we go, I'm all yours. But this ends up being a mistake because the Tarkslayer absolutely ruins me.
I win!
I block the first attack, but as I'm getting up, another one of his spear throwers lands a hit, downing me again. Mog is born, and he decides to base his entire personality and name around hoarding meat. Honestly, I can't fault that. But what's more surprising is that the Tarkslayer only goes up one level from that interaction. After that humiliating defeat, I decide to progress the story a little bit because I definitely need to get stronger. All of the Gondorian captains assemble at the front gate and we watch this orc just completely aurifarm. I don't remember any of this. Apparently he's another one of the orcs that the Witch King is controlling. He delivers a message and then the Witch King hangs up the phone. We then take a page out of my book and we challenge the Witch King to a pit fight tournament, which this Olog is ecstatic about. Talion aurifarms, and then he sent his first victim.
Your city will burn. The scourge of men will be cleansed by fire.
The half-tongue gets turned into the quarter-tongue. And then Talion antagonizes the crowd.
Still waiting!
They respond by sending in our first noble orc, and he doesn't last very long. But he lasted longer than the next challenger. Oh, it's amazing that my first hoglick was so pathetic. I mean, they're all pathetic.
Come to this then, has it? Falls to me to do the job of offing this piece of man filth. With pleasure.
Game, this isn't my nemesis. I have no idea who this is. I don't think I've ever seen this orc before. Who the hell is this? I've legitimately never seen you before, lad. Why are you my nemesis? That's annoying. He didn't even get a kill notification. That's how worthless he was. Talion then Hawktuz. And Celebrimbor freaks out like a crazy Karen who's telling you to leave her neighborhood. After all of the orcs flee, I turn around and there's actually a captain left in the pit fight arena. It's the bloody pirate Deathmonger.
And here I thought your coppers had run dry. But you're still in the game, aren't you?
He tries to retreat, but I hit him with an execution. I then pin his foot. Larry moves in to try to deal the final blow, but no, I'm feeling a little bit greedy right now. It was then time to go and check up on our lovely friend, the Amputator, who had taken some Gondorians hostage. I still find this image very weird to look at.
Oh, look at all that pink flesh, all waiting for me to tear it apart.
Let's see if I can help out these poor lads. Not sure why I did this, but I shot the barrel right beside the open cage, and all of the Larrys lit up in flames.
Twice I've put you down, and back you come with your arm still attached. It's not right!
I actually feel bad for the Amputator. He loves nothing more than to cut off people's limbs. But I just keep coming back with my limbs intact. He's right. It's not fair. With the Amputator now weak, I let the Larry swarm him. I'm hoping one of them can get the final blow, and look at them laying into him. But sadly, he gets the better of the League of Larrys, sliding around before finishing off the last one. Well done, Amputator. Your reward is that you get to bring yourself back to life again. Continuing through Minas Morgul, I spot the wormlicker. And I remember in my first video, I was terrified of this guy because he was so high level. Now he's nothing. I down him while he's trying to retreat, but then he hits me with my least favorite ability in the entire game, Death Defying. But I'm not going to let him get away that easily. I freeze him, and when I'm about to finish him off, I am hit by a goddamn spear. This seems to be the story of my life in Minas Morgul. About to kill a captain, and then a random grunt gets a lucky spear throw.
Oh, that was a spot of luck. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just a roll of the dice. Simple, uncaring, fair. Just doesn't feel that way to you.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh my word, he has become the gambler. What a beautiful type of orc, look at that. Every single member of my chat will love this orc. If you don't know, during my streams we do a lot of predictions, which is basically gambling. Even though that beautiful orc was made, I still want to get my revenge on the wormlicker. He's got death defying, which I absolutely hate. It's actually the ability that made me hate Hoglick.
I know what it is to return from death, or laid in its cold grasp on the battlefield, until a squirming, wriggling warmth took over me. 1,000 pulsing maggots crawled over and into me, scouring the dead flesh from my ragged wounds. Now they are with me, always, a churning, writhing horde of torment.
I do like how he's giving us his full backstory of how he became the wormlicker. I never knew that he was lying on the battlefield when it happened. The worms kind of like saved his life, I guess. They sort of brought him back from the brink of death. Anyway, they have to burn. He hits me with the annoying death defying, but he is so weak right now. Look at this, an arrow to the face. I can spot there are some Morgul flies there, so I'm like, what if I kill him with that? Maybe he'll become like a mixture of a worm and like a fly guy. But no, he ends up being burned. I wonder if he can come back as a flame of war now instead. And maybe all of the worms have been burned away. I then turn around and the bone licker is just standing there. He takes an ungodly amount of damage from my stealth attack, and then all it takes is one more arrow to put this captain down. After that, I come across my old nemesis, the Impaler.
Killed you already? One small won't hurt.
And he has changed his name to the Kinslayer. Okay, I dive on over him and he hits me with an enraged spear, and I completely forgot that he has no chance, but I'm amazingly able to counter it. And then, as per usual, when I go to run away, I'm hit in the back by a grunt, and he downs me. But I am saved by an absolute legend of a Gondorian soldier.
You're back in the fight, my lord.
As I turn around to leave, the lookout shows up.
Better look out! You better look out.
Okay, there's too much going on here. I need to get out of here. I then spot that there's a very interesting mission happening with my first savage captain.
Looking for me, orc? Stinking men filth! Get after them! You'll never catch us, sluggards!
I did not have a Gondorian doing that animation in my 2025 bucket list. Look at this dude. What a legend! Larry the Taunter. We're gonna follow this orc and see what happens. I'm guessing there's gonna be a massive amount of Gondorians ready to strike.
Oh, you are the sort who likes to watch, are you?
Who the hell is this? The ranger killer just ambushed me, and he has the most badass shield in the game. But I'm not interested in this fight right now. I've got to go and see what's going on with this bloody Larry over here. But because the mission was based around just a normal Larry, the savage immediately kills him, and I guess it just ends the mission. I thought they would have programmed it so he had to kill every single Gondorian. I don't know, that didn't really sit right with me. That feels like a bit of an injustice. I'm gonna get down there and finally remove this savage from the board. I've always hated him, ever since he turned up.
I see a little bother coming, lot of it!
Oh, ew, he's actually got a pretty weird, horrible voice. Look at the Gondorians just swarming him. While me and Larry are decimating the savage orc, I notice that the ranger killer is getting scarily close to the fight. This leads me to get headbutted by the savage, dropped. And Olog then tries to take me out with a workman's hammer. After recovering, I find out that it's actually not the ranger killer.
We already did this dance, Ranger. You ended up in the ground, remember?
It's my old nemesis, the Kinslayer. Naturally, he's got no chance, so I head back to the roof to be a little bit more strategic with this. I hit him with a stealth attack and then an execution. His health is currently at basically 0, but he's enraged, and I'm feeling very squishy right now. Diving to the side, I land a very, very lucky shot to the body, finishing off the skull lopper. That was honestly so goddamn close. I was a millisecond away from being a skull on a spike. Naturally, fearing for my life, I flee the Kinslayer. which I believe helps to solidify him as being one of my new nemesis. He's back, baby. He's back in the rankings. Gathering my thoughts after that crazy fight, I come across a very weak meat hoarder. I can relate to this orc basing his entire existence around protein, but also I want the skill point. I took off a huge amount of damage with that stealth attack. I shoot the barrel behind him, igniting him in flames. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty epic kill cam. The body falls perfectly. After that, I equip a new dagger and a new cloak. And then I go and show it off amongst the Gondorian citizens. Look at these dudes. I thought that guy was drunk at first. I stick around a little bit and just observe these civilians. This guy's carrying a chest. I've always been interested in doing a video about what are the actual jobs that the orcs have. So naturally I'm very interested in what these plain Gondorian NPCs are gonna do. I can see this receding hairline one coming over and placing a chest down. He actually places it directly into the pile and it's absorbed. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you'd like me to do a full video on the different jobs and basically the economy of the orcs in Middle-earth. I then head over to continue the story. Apparently the overlord of this fortress, the leader of these Gondorians, has gone missing. And we need to go and find him. Bear in mind, there is apparently a traitor amongst them, so this isn't suspicious at all. I head off with his daughter, who is a master of the throwing knives apparently. That orc just disappeared. We head into their camp, save a few Gondorians, and then we come across her dad in a tent with one of the orc captains.
You're not going anywhere, General.
Apparently Talion and his daughter are two of the most ignorant characters in the entirety of Middle-earth, because for some reason we completely ignore everything that we've just seen and we head back to the fortress with him as if nothing has happened. But anyway, a mission pass is a mission pass and I get a new skill point. And we choose the ability to pick up loot without actually pressing a button. Thank God. We then head back to Sheila for some counseling and she whispers in Talion's ear again. He seems to really like this. She then reveals that, shock, the traitor is the bloody overlord of the fortress. Oh my god, I did not see that coming. Oh my golly goodness, and there's a bald man there with an eye patch. Boom, the bald man is dead and he's burning. We then apparently just teleport right back to the raid of the fortress and we can see that another Witch King orc is approaching on a Caragor. We then jump down and we make eye contact with the bald guy that we just saw a vision of him burning alive. And for some reason we decide not to warn him.
Where are the odds?
Then mere seconds later, Final Destination style, we see the bald man go up in flames. I can't believe Talion just sat there and did nothing. The front gate gets burned over by the Witch King riding a drake. We charge in to hold back the horde of orcs charging through the gate. And I got a little bit overconfident at the start of this mission because I immediately get downed by a grunt. But then the second time I do the mission, I make it all the way to 24 seconds left and I get hit by a spear. God's sake, these bloody spear throwers. So the next time I just kind of stay at the back and let the Gondorians do the work for me. I take out the Drake because it's very, very annoying. And then I jump back into the fight all heroically for the last 12 seconds. After that time is up, I actually get confronted by a real nemesis this time.
Man swine! This city will be a fine prize for the Dark Lord. And so will you.
I'm so glad that I actually know this orc. Getting rid of all of those other captains definitely paid off. And I'm actually glad that it wasn't someone like the Kinslayer, the Tarkslayer, or Bagger the Obsessed. Because I 100% have to get rid of them in order to finish this mission. I hit him with my sword, and then look at this. A beautiful Larry gets the final kill, dubbing his name the Ranger Killer. Even though we have legendary Larrys like that running around, the horde breaks through. It's revealed that the old man had one of Celebrimbor's testicles the entire time, which naturally draws all of the Nazgul and the Witch King to claim it. The old man says he'll tell the Witch King where the other testicle is, if he lets his daughter live. But naturally the Witch King can't really be negotiated with, so he yeets him across the room. The dumb daughter runs over and starts crying, even though her father was a traitor and literally cost the lives many many Gondorians, not to mention they lost a massive fortress. All because he thought he could make a deal with one of the most evil characters in the entire world. Talion then steps up to take on the Nazgul, and don't worry, I'm not going to show you this mission because it was incredibly tedious. Eventually we're down to the final Nazgul and we bloody suck him out of existence. We then confront the Witch King, who shows off his very own man ring of power. He hits us with his own drain ability, slowly turning us into a Nazgul. But we are saved by one of Galadriel's gal pals. She does some badass aura farming. She shines her bright light and the Nazgul are like, oh man, let us in. But she's like, hell nah. Back in the throne room, the Witch King is placing the testicle. Daddy Sauron arrives to inspect it. Minas Morgul does the big green shooty thing like you saw in the movies. And the Nazguls are sent after Shelob to recover Celebrimbor's ring. It also looks like they've got a wardrobe update. Talion and the woman arrive just in time to save Shelob. And yeah, this is actually pretty badass. I can see why she got her own DLC. Maybe I should play that for a series. After that, Shelob admits that she is just a dumbass spider, so she gives the ring back to Talion. He puts it on and he promises the woman that he's never, ever, ever, ever gonna turn evil. He's not like those other Nazgul. He's different.
Your legend holds true, Celebrimbor. I strike down men corrupted by these rings.
She doesn't believe him, but we don't care. We've got fortresses to conquer and orcs to dominate, so we head on off to a new region, which we're gonna see in the next episode. So I guess subscribe for that, leave a comment, and I guess like the video. Cheers, lads.